Hey there, science fans. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of transistors. These tiny electrical components are the unsung heroes of our modern digital age. Imagine a light switch, but instead of controlling a light bulb, it controls the flow of electricity on a much smaller scale. That's essentially what a transistor does. It acts as a tiny superfast switch, turning the flow of electrical current on and off, or even amplifying it. This simple but powerful ability is what allows transistors to process information and control electronic circuits, forming the backbone of modern electronics. So, buckle up as we explore the incredible world of transistors and discover how these tiny switches have transformed our world in extraordinary ways. Now, you might be wondering, how do these tiny switches actually work? Well, it all boils down to the magic of semiconductors and the flow of electrons. Transistors are typically made from semiconductor materials like silicon, which have unique electrical properties. By applying a small voltage to one part of the transistor, we can control the flow of electrons through it, much like opening or closing a gate. A small change in voltage at one end of the transistor can create a much larger change in current flow through it. This amplification effect is what makes transistors so powerful. A basic transistor has three terminals: the source, the base, and the collector. By applying a small voltage to the base, we can control the flow of electrons between the source and the collector, effectively turning the transistor on or off. Before the advent of transistors, electronics relied on bulky and inefficient vacuum tubes. These glass tubes, often as large as light bulbs, controlled the flow of electrons in early computers and radios. However, vacuum tubes were fragile, consumed a lot of power, and generated a significant amount of heat. The invention of the transistor in 1947 at Bell Laboratories marked a pivotal moment in the history of electronics. This groundbreaking invention, developed by William Shockley, John Bardeen, and Walter Brattain, promised a smaller, more efficient and more reliable alternative to vacuum tubes. The invention of the transistor sparked a technological revolution that continues to shape our world today. Transistors quickly replaced bulky and inefficient vacuum tubes in almost every electronic device imaginable. They were smaller, faster, more reliable, and consumed far less power, making it possible to create smaller, more powerful, and more affordable electronic devices. The development of the integrated circuit, or IC, in the late 1950s further propelled the transistor revolution. ICs, also known as microchips, combined multiple transistors and other electronic components onto a single tiny piece of silicon. This groundbreaking innovation enabled the creation of even smaller, faster, and more complex electronic circuits, paving the way for the development of the first microprocessors and the personal computer. Today, transistors are ubiquitous, found in virtually every electronic device we encounter daily. Our smartphones, packed with billions of transistors, have become indispensable tools for communication, information access, entertainment, and much more. Our computers, powered by sophisticated microprocessors containing billions of transistors, enable us to work, learn, create, and connect with others in unprecedented ways. But the influence of transistors extends far beyond our personal devices. They play a crucial role in countless industries, from healthcare and transportation to manufacturing and energy. Medical imaging devices rely on transistors to generate detailed images of the human body, aiding in diagnosis and treatment. From the mundane to the extraordinary, transistors have become the invisible force driving our modern world. As we look to the future, the role of transistors will only continue to grow in importance. Moore's law, the observation that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles approximately every 2 years, has held true for several decades, leading to an exponential increase in computing power and a corresponding decrease in the cost of electronics. While there are physical limits to how small transistors can be made, researchers and engineers are constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. New materials, innovative manufacturing techniques, and novel transistor designs are being explored to create even smaller, faster, and more energy-efficient transistors. The development of quantum computers, which harness the principles of quantum mechanics to perform calculations far beyond the capabilities of classical computers, represents another exciting frontier in the evolution of transistors. As we continue to innovate and explore the vast potential of transistors, one thing is certain: these tiny switches will continue to shape the future of technology and redefine what's possible in the decades to come.